You also know that those storybooks which you read when you were a little child, which portrayed all the angels which resided in the heaven and all the devils which resided in the hell. And you were always fascinated but by what does really happen when we die. But of course, we never really found out the answer. And yes, I think that this idea of mine was kind of wrong. And I realized it a couple of days ago. You don't go to heaven when you die, you go to heaven when you are born. I'm gonna repeat it. You don't go to heaven when you die, you go to heaven when you are born. Recently, I was watching a podcast of Lex Friedman in which Jeff Bezos was on, and he said that humans have been so advanced in space and that they have sent robots on mostly all the planets, and still they have found only Earth to be able to habituate the humans. Doesn't that make Earth a paradise? Like, just think about it. The universe is such big, and still only Earth is able to cultivate life for us humans. Doesn't that make it a heaven for us even right now? Most people have been sold a lie that there is something at the end of the journey and they just need to bear with life till then. Most of the religions tell us that there is heaven or there is hell and this that. But why do we really want to go in heaven? We don't even know for sure that it exists or not. Instead, all we have is the present moment. Have you heard the quote that we spend most of our lives reminiscing of our past and conjuring thoughts of the future? Which means that most of the time we are thinking what we could have done in the past and thinking that what we can do in the future. But the past is gone and no one knows the future. So all we have right now is the present moment. You can see it all around yourself. Most people just live their lives like they don't care what happens to them now, they just care about the end. But you also know that's a lie. Have you ever fulfilled a goal? Like, one of my goal was to lose weight. And I lost weight and I still felt like shit. Why? It's because humans are not really happy when they achieve a goal. They are the most happy when they are pursuing a goal, which they really care about. I was really happy when I was in class 9th and I was losing weight every day. I could see my stomach getting inwards and inwards. And yeah, I felt great at that moment. But when I achieved the goal and I was kind of slim, I felt nothing. There was no sadness or satisfaction or happiness. I just felt nothing. And my mind wandered off to a new goal, that I want to attract a girl. So this is how it works. Most of the people value money, fame, and even food. If you ask most of the people, they really value food over anything and above. But let me tell you my perspective. I value experiences over food. Like, there is this old Indian tradition, like everyone just says that when you go to a marriage or a party, why do you go there? Just to eat. Just to eat. Everyone says that khana khane aaye, which means that we have just came here to eat. Of course, we don't say on the face, but we say it as a joke. But I realized that I don't really care about the food that much. It doesn't mean that I don't like food. I really love food. I really like foods and stuff. Of course, everyone does. But the much more important thing for me is the experience, the memories. You also know that the journey is much enjoyable than the waiting for the destination. Ever heard the quote that the person who loves walking will always walk further than the destination. Meaning that you need to fall in love with the process. Most people don't really love their lives that much to live it every day. I, including myself, I don't really like my life that much. And this just shows me that how much time I'm losing. Because every one of us has limited time. Just think that if some doctor said that you were to die in 2 months, what would you do? Would you waste your day sitting and watching a screen? Would you waste your whole day just sleeping? Fuck no, na? That's what I'm trying to convey. But you also know that you are not immortal and you have to die. So that means that you just don't really know when you are gonna die. And this conveys to us humans that our time on earth is infinite. But it really isn't. You can die tomorrow, you can die day after tomorrow, no one knows. That's what I'm trying to tell. That we have a finite time on this planet. And how we make use of our time is how we live it. We need to be living the way we want to live it. Of course, many of us may think that I want to live like playing video games all day. But do you really? Or it's just because you don't really want to face the world and you want to be great in video games. You get the sense of achievement in a video game instead of the real world. I always, used to fight with people that watching anime is really productive. I always used to. It was in me that I loved anime and I used to debate with people that why it's great. But I don't really think that right now. It's because I know that all the time I had lost watching the anime, I could have put it in a skill and I could have been great at it. Not even good, I could have been great at it because I have wasted around thousands of hours just watching anime, just basically staring at a screen. Don't you think that I could have utilized that time to be someone great? Don't you think that I could have utilized that time to form great relationships with people and bond with people? Don't you think that I could have learned the guitar, or I could have learned calisthenics, or I could learn sales, or I could have developed a lot of knowledge through reading? There are a lot of things which I could have done, but I wasted it. Why? Because I thought that the time is infinite. Or, most of us don't really think that. We also know somewhere in our mind that the time is finite, but we are not able to comprehend time. Humans are never able to comprehend time. Now let's get back to the main topic which I'm trying to convey in this video, that live life to its fullest. Even if you are suffering, try to suffer good. There's this quote from Epictetus: I must die, I must die, but must I die bawling? It means that if I have to suffer, then it doesn't mean that I have to dread it. I can suffer happily. That's what he's trying to say. Then if we are living life, why not live it in the most efficient and beautiful way? Let us, make God see how great of a creation how great of a person his creation can be. If you can be in a bad mood for no reason, you can also be in a good mood for no reason. If you can hate on people for no reason, you can also love people for no reason. The concept which I'm trying to convey is that life is short. You don't know when someone might die or when you might die. And there is no heaven. There is no heaven, there is no hell. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction over time. That means that if you do good actions right now, you will be rewarded in the future. And if you do bad actions right now, you will be punished for your actions in the future. Everything will have a consequence, whether good or bad, in this life only. In this life, you will face the consequences of your actions, and it might be a first order consequence or a second order consequence. Most of the time, it's around seventh or eighth order consequences. Like, we don't really know what brought it to this, but because we don't really can comprehend time. And that's what I'm trying to say, that live life to its fullest. You have a finite time on this earth where children play, animals live, plants grow, birds fly, with mountains, oceans, such beautiful places to visit. There's a lot to live, and I'm just trying to make you once again motivated to live life. Because in every day, just going through every day, we think that it's okay, blah blah blah, we can do this, we can do that. But just take a moment to realize that you are living, you are alive right now. All that matters is this moment, this beautiful moment. And then clock in day in, day out. What you want to achieve, live the life you want. You can do anything in the world, but not everything. That means that you can be anyone you want. You just need to put in the right amount of effort. This applies to me too. I want to get an IIT, or I want to get really great percentage in the JEE exam, which will happen the next year. And the main question would be for me that what would the person be, or what would the person do who would eventually be a topper in JEE exam? What would he be like? How much hours would he study? How will he study? How much seriously would he take his teachers? How much would he care about the subject? Would he love the subject, or would he just study to study? What would be his actions? What would be his thought? What will be his mental state? I'm trying to, I will try to journal on this. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to convey. You can do anything, and you just need to figure out a way to do it, and try to do it for as long as possible, and you will achieve the result. Although I haven't, but I'm still trying day in, day out. And yeah, you can too. Take care. Bye bye.